Hey, I got the mic on this time. How's it going, everybody? It's we back again for another 2 chapters of Justice League Red Justice, maybe even more if the chapters are short. We'll see. But yeah, really quick, I'm gonna get through these couple of messages. There's only a few of y'all here today, it looks like. Andre Street, whatever it is, says, what's this? We're reading a book. We're reading the next 2 chapters of Justice League Red Justice. It was a tie-in book for the cartoon show. I think like the story was written by somebody who worked on the cartoon, and then they gave it over and said, here, turn this into a book for us now. So another author took it on. It's so far it's been like a prologue of like 1979 being like, we're putting these Russian superheroes on ice, and now Justice League is in Russia, and those Russian, I don't even know if they're superheroes, they're just super soldiers kind of thing, I guess. They're being thought out today. Bob Matthias Friedman, here we go. This is my first time here. Well, hell yeah. Thanks for joining us. Just waiting. True. Lord of Realms and Jack of Clubs both say yo to the infamous and legendary Watchtower database. Yo back. Like the same exact message. Jake says existence is pain. That's true, but existence is also the absence of pain at some points as well. It's all encompassing. Wowie's here. Hell yeah. Hey. No army for me 1999. Talking to Jake says that's dark. True. Wowie says, I was doing fun script rewrite stuff, but now I'm watching equally fun communism book stuff. I wonder if we'll actually get any like political commentary on communism and shit because we're in Russia. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I've been working on some script rewrite stuff too, so I feel you. I spent a lot of yesterday and the day before working on rewrites for the Pride video that's coming out next month, and I've got to finish scripting that like today or tomorrow. Let's see. Jake says my second COVID shot is making me weak. Oh damn, I feel that. Fucking Sissy just had hers and was going through that same shit yesterday, so that makes a lot of sense. Is that a LaCroix? No, it is a Kroger seltzer water with 0 calories, caffeine free, naturally flavored mandarin orange. But close enough. Let's see. Hello, Matt McGinnis. Hello, Chris Anderson. Rewriting a Stas episode. Hell yeah. A lot of those could use it. But anyway, now that we're down at the bottom of the comments, time to pop over to this bad boy where we got the book. I wonder if I can make the book like look crisper. But I don't know how to do it. Oh, you can't change settings while you're live. Okay, well then. What if I zoom some? Can I zoom? Will it make it look better? Maybe. It doesn't keep it centered when I zoom it. But that's okay. Y'all don't need to read. Y'all just need to listen to me. As I skipped forward to chapter 5 and I forgot to skip back. I was trying to figure out a way to promote the stream today. Here we go. Chapter 4. Batter and deep fry in panko. Deep fried food sounds good. I'm gonna eat a lot of it when I go back down south next month. WAP. True. That stands for I can't come up with anything funny off the top of my head, and I know that those are different letters than WAP at the start of those words, and there's more words than 3, but that is what it stands for. That makes a book extra crispy. True. You can you deep frying anything makes it crispy, even Oreos. I mean, Oreos are already crispy, but you know what I'm saying. Anyway, chapter 4. And I'm gonna, as we go through this, if you haven't been here with us before, we take timeline notes and canonicity notes and all that fun stuff along the way. Worship and prayer. Oh, that's not funny. It's just something. Wet ass philosophical debate. That's also true. Just fucking get Ben Shapiro moist right before he goes on to debate. I don't know, who would he debate? I don't feel like he actually debates. Like he got his like thing as like being a debater, but he kind of just talks to himself. Hey, Josiah's here. How's it going, dude? But yeah, with all that, Chapter 4. Green Lantern shut down his narrow power beam. I didn't make it in, he shouted up to Wonder Woman. As Diana maintained, if you weren't here last time, they're in Russia and they're stopping, like, they're not stopping an earthquake, but they're like evacuating people. They also might be stopping it. It might have been like a man-made earthquake. I don't remember the exact details. I didn't make it in, he shouted up to Wonder Woman. As Diana maintained her taut grip on the rope, she swerved in midair to avoid the increasingly large chunks of reactor falling all around her. I'm going to create a force field with my ring to help you hold the reactor together. Any assistance would be greatly appreciated, Wonder Woman replied, straining mightily as the structure continued losing its integrity. A wide green swath expanded from Green Lantern's power ring, rising until it covered the entire reactor, with the tower shored up by the force field. The pieces of masonry stopped falling. It seems to be working, he shouted. I can tell, Wonder Woman replied. Holding these cracking pieces together got easier the moment you surrounded it. Problem now is, there's no way to know what shape the containment chamber is in, the Emerald Warrior worried. It doesn't matter how firm this outer wall is. If that inner chamber breaks open, we'll have a major meltdown on our hands. I've got an idea, a deep voice called out from behind Green Lantern. Peering over his shoulder, he spotted Superman hovering in the air behind him. I wouldn't say that Superman had a deep voice, but you know. That's okay. The Man of Steel had been keeping an eye on the situation at the reactor, while deflecting the falling pieces of the other buildings. Peering through the reactor's outer wall with his X-ray vision, Superman found the containment chamber deep within. The chamber's beginning to crack, he reported. I think I can get inside and repair it with my heat vision. How? Green Lantern wondered. If I let my force field down to cut an opening, the whole thing could topple, and you can't just smash your way in, you destroy the containment chamber. Not if I approach it from underneath, Superman replied. The Man of Steel rose into the air, then began flying down toward the ground, his body perfectly straight, his powerful arms extended. Bringing his hands together, Superman started spinning like a giant drill. His fingertips formed a diamond-hard point, which cracked into the ground, opening a hole. I'm doing great. Tomorrow is the last day of junior year. I love the Russia plotline. It's cool. We were learning about the Cold War and world history. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Well, congratulations for finishing junior year. That's dope as shit. Being called to lunch, I'll catch it on replay. I'm impressed by your reading and look forward to hearing it in full. Ciao all. Take it easy, Bob. Down he flew, spinning and digging a narrow tunnel. When he had gone deep enough, Superman shifted direction, angling toward the reactor. Tunneling in a straight line, the Man of Steel carved through the earth, using his X-ray vision to guide him to a spot beneath the containment chamber. Superman first tore through solid rock, then burst through the metal base of the reactor. There, he found himself staring at the core's containment chamber. Large cracks continued to spread along its thick walls. Then a tiny hole opened, releasing powerful, radioactive energy. This is in worse shape than when I first looked at it just minutes ago, Superman thought as a sickly yellow glow washed over him. Aiming his heat vision, he sent intense beams of red-hot energy sizzling along the cracks. Some of the smaller ones sealed up, but when the twin beams from Superman's eyes reached the hole, it only widened further. It's no use. I can't seal the hole. Superman really just out here trying to get some hole, and that's it. That's his whole motivation. Who do you prefer as Superman / Bizarro, Tim Daly or George Newbern? I've never really had like too much of a preference either way. Though I do think that I hear George Newbern in my head more often when I think about Superman, just because I like Justice League and Justice League Unlimited more than I like Superman the Animated Series, so I revisit them much more often. But like that's, that preference isn't necessarily based on the voice actor as much as it is based on how they handle storytelling. Clark has to be a tenor at best. His voice isn't too deep. Exactly. This book is really good at descriptions. All the superhero books I read weren't the greatest at describing the action. Yeah, I would say that they've got that down pat pretty well. But he ain't gonna have an easy falsetto voice either. That is true. Let's see. He can't seal the hole. Flying quickly back through the tunnel he had created, the Man of Steel emerged beside Green Lantern and reported his bad news. "The containment chamber is too badly damaged," he explained. The strain started to show on the Emerald Warrior's face. "That means this thing could blow at any minute," Green Lantern said. "I think my force field can contain and even absorb the radiation, but the force of the blast would topple buildings for miles." "Then we've got to get the entire reactor away from here," Superman concluded. "John, can you open a small section in your force field just big enough to let me through?" "You got it," Green Lantern replied, adjusting the force field emanating from his ring. The Emerald Warrior created a narrow opening at the base of the reactor. Superman slipped through this gap, which then sealed shut behind him. Now surrounded by the force field, the Man of Steel grasped the base of the reactor firmly. Setting his feet, he lifted with his powerful arms, veins bulging in his neck from the effort. The towering structure moved a fraction of an inch. Superman drew a deep breath, then made a second attempt to hoist it from its base. The reactor didn't budge. "I'm going to need some help here," Superman admitted, adjusting his grip for another try. "I'll give you a hand," said Wonder Woman, "if Green Lantern's force field will hold without my lasso." "We have to try," the Emerald Warrior stated, exhaustion creeping into his voice. "I think I could break the reactor, not break. I think I could keep the reactor together without your rope, long enough for us to break it free. At least, I hope so." Wonder Woman slowly loosened her lasso's grip on the top section of the reactor. Quickly coiling the rope, she hooked it onto her waist. Slipping through a small opening created by Green Lantern, the Amazon Princess swiftly entered the force field. She took up a position on the opposite side of the reactor from Superman and gripped the tower's base, adding her enormous strength to his. Together, they heaved straight up, their muscles straining to their limits. This was, after all, a permanent facility. The engineers who had built it 40 years earlier had never envisioned a time when it might have to be removed from its base. Lifting together, Superman and Wonder Woman managed to tear the reactor free. "Thanks, Diana," the Man of Steel said, adjusting his grip, taking the full weight of the tower onto his shoulders. I'll go check to see if Flash and Hawkgirl need any help," Wonder Woman announced. Passing back out of the force field, Diana flew toward the crumbling buildings. "Let's get this thing as far from Earth as we can," Green Lantern shouted, maintaining his force field, which now contained not only the reactor, but Superman as well. "Agreed," replied the Man of Steel. "Let's go." Superman dug his fingers into the smooth concrete of the reactor's outer wall. With his grip secure, he took this to the sky. Flying straight up, bearing the weight of the massive tower, Green Lantern flew alongside, keeping his force field in place. So really quick, since we're at a page break there, they just mentioned this facility was built 40 years ago. So I'm gonna add that real quick. Excuse me. The carbonation isn't sitting too well with me in this seltzer. Oh, hey, Creeper, how's it going? Let's see. I'll admit that when I first got into Justice League, I saw the last few episodes of Justice League Unlimited. I watched Stas first, and I can honestly say I couldn't really tell the difference between George Newbern and Tim Daly. Yeah, for sure. Like they're actually like pretty close to each other, I would say. I think George was a pretty good choice to replace him without feeling like it's breaking continuity. Facility that the League is at was built 40 years ago. There we go. That's our note. As the two heroes vanished into the sky, Wonder Woman reached Hawkgirl. The winged hero from the planet Thanagar continued smashing chunks of the falling debris. Nearby, the Flash dropped 2 people off a safe distance from the buildings, then dashed back in for 2 more. Wonder Woman followed him into a building, which teetered on the verge of collapse. "I've got these 2, she said, grabbing the terrified employees around the waist, carrying them to safety. "Get bored working with the big boys, Princess?" Flash asked as he streaked away with 2 more people in tow. "Decided to join the B team?" Their friendship had gotten off to a somewhat rocky beginning, thanks to Flash's self-important view and slick-talking approach to meeting new women. But in the months they had spent working as part of a team, Wonder Woman had come to respect the Scarlet Speedster, and had even begun to appreciate his somewhat warped sense of humor. "I believe I can be of some assistance," she replied. "Hey, you can work a disaster at my side any day, Diana," Flash quipped. "There are only a few more folks to get out of this building. The others have all been evacuated." Just then, a loud sizzling noise caught Wonder Woman's attention. Whirling around toward the spot where the reactor had stood, she saw a dozen electric cables waving in the air, sparking wildly, writhing like frenzied snakes. The power lines had been severed when the reactor was ripped from its base. They now protruded into the air, whipping back and forth out of control, sending jagged plumes of electricity cascading in all directions. Daly has a deeper voice than Newbern. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, like, there's definitely difference to their voice, but like, it's pretty close. Like, if you're not like in the know of it being 2 different people, you could probably easily assume, oh, just over time his voice kind of changed a little bit, or just not even think about it at all. You know. Racing back, Wonder Woman unfurled her golden lasso. Ducking and dodging the snapping cables, she tossed her magic rope, catching a few wires at a time, until she had managed to gather all of the flailing cables together. Surging jolts of electric power traveled along the length of the lasso, sending repeated shocks into Diana's body. Grimacing, she knew that she couldn't take much more of the searing current. "Flash!" she shouted. "Search the buildings! Find the controls for the facility's power and shut it down! Hurry!" Flash quickly finished bringing the last 2 employees to safety. "You got it, Princess!" he yelled back. "Hurry is my middle name. Actually, Rudolph is my middle name, but Hurry is so much cooler." That's interesting. Is Rudolph... Is that... Okay, there we go, right there, before ever hitting Starcrossed. We have confirmation of this Flash being Wally. I mean, I guess technically we got that because of the whole Barry Allen thing, but like, I just didn't know his middle name was Rudolph. "Hello, right back to you, Lord." Oh, what does James want real quick? Oh, he just sent me this week's video. But I'm on stream, James. I can't watch it. Let's see. Hurry is my middle name. Actually, Rudolph is my middle name, but Hurry is so much cooler. There we were. Dashing from building to building, the Flash scanned each room, each wall, searching for the controls to shut down the complex's main power, as chunks of debris crumbled all around him. Reaching the last building, he found the main power controls. Flash grabbed the massive switch, 2 long metal prongs attached by a thick wooden handle. Thinking, didn't I see a switch like this in a Frankenstein movie once? Then he yanked on the rusty old control, removing it from 2 tiny pincers at the top, then connecting it to a set of identical pincers below. As he tore from the building, it collapsed behind him in a smoky heap. Back at the reactor's base, the snaking cables dropped lifelessly to the ground. Wonder Woman released her grip on the lasso, then toppled over from exhaustion and the efforts of the electric shocks. Flash streaked up beside her as she collapsed, catching her just before she hit the ground. "Are you okay, Diana?" he asked, placing her down gently. "Yes, thank you," she replied, slowly getting to her feet and rubbing her eyes. "It looks like the aftershocks have stopped," reported Hawkgirl as she landed beside them. The powerful winged warrior appeared to be as energetic and ready for action as she had been before vaporizing all the building fragments with her mace. Sparks flew from her weapon, however, which was damaged from the repetitive smashing of concrete and bricks. "Yes," Wonder Woman agreed. "The situation here appears to be stable, but I wonder how Superman and Green Lantern are making out." You hear that? Superman and Green Lantern are making out. That's canon. It's confirmed. There's nothing we can do about it. Items. We got Golden Lasso was mentioned by name, all capitalized. Let's see. Wonder Woman and Flash are said to have been working with the team for a matter of months. Pop culture. Frankenstein is mentioned, specifically a movie version. And then other clues. Wally's middle name is confirmed to be Rudolph. I recently got a Galaxy A31 and I already packed it with DCAU wallpapers. Hell yeah, hell yeah. For a while I'd have not really messed around with phone wallpapers and stuff, but I recently like a month or so ago put the Crystal Gems Hideout from Steven Universe as my phone wallpaper, and I really like it. So hell yeah, DCAU wallpapers. Not exactly the same thing, but a similar boat. When the two voiced Bizarro, I could tell the difference between Newburn and Daly. I would have to go back and check that out again myself. I mean, I wouldn't doubt that there's a noticeable difference, but it's been a while since I watched the Bizarro episodes. I don't know if this is just me or something to do with animation more than the voice actor, but personally I like Tim Daly more because he seems more charismatic. That's fair. Super Lantern Real. Hello, Professor Milo. And just me. Hello to both of you. I wish that was all on one line so I could just clip it and have Superman and Green Lantern are making out. You know what? Fuck it. Save as making out to the Twitter machine. What was, God, what is the specific, what if we kissed meme? There's like a not generator. There's like, what if Superman and Green Lantern made out, and then the monkey that covers his eyes. What was the name of this plant? The Pavlovich Nuclear Energy Facility. blush guy. That's not blush. That's a potato. Where's the embarrassed? Woman playing water polo. No, that's not embarrassed either. Where is specifically the embarrassed? Oh my god. There it is. Then isn't there like a haha JK unless aspect to this? Let's see. Is there like a shy emoji? Is there a shy emoji? I'm putting too much work into this. I'll just do the where's like the doe eye? Oh, there he is. Maybe if I do those like pointy fingers on each side of it, will it work? Left. No, they would have to be under him. Okay. There we go. There we go. It had to be done. Let's see. We need the Geo Superman ship. Yes. Do they actually have a woman playing water polo emoji? Apparently so. The more you know. All right, where are we? The blue atmosphere of Earth vanished quickly, giving way to the endless blackness of space as Superman and Green Lantern flew the overheating nuclear reactor away from the planet's surface. Green Lantern's force field allowed Superman to breathe in space. "Let's get this thing safely out of the solar system," Superman said as they flew past Mars. "I don't know how much longer the reactor's going to last," Green Lantern pointed out. "We may not have a kafoom!" I didn't go out of the Green Lantern voice for the sound effect, and that's fine. Green Lantern just yelled kafoom in space. Oh, hey, Puppet Master, how it doing? The radioactive core of the reactor finally reached its critical mass. Exploding like an atomic bomb, the tall circular tower shattered in Superman's hands. The Man of Steel tensed all his muscles and took a deep breath as Green Lantern instinctively removed Superman from his force field. As the Man of Steel held his breath, Green Lantern maintained his force field around the explosion, containing the blast and preventing the deadly radiation from washing over Superman and then spreading it out into space. Using the full power of his ring, the Emerald War... What would happen if radiation leaks into space? Like, what would that do? Like, I'm actually just kind of genuinely curious. It's not like there's any, like, life out there to destroy. I don't need drugs to enjoy this. Just enhance it. Enhance. What am I enhancing? Are you talking about the book screen itself, Jake? Because we tried to do that and it won't let me do it while the stream is running. Where were we? Nuclear spreading out into space. Using the full power of his ring, the Emerald Warrior absorbed the nuclear energy into his own powerful green light, drawing it back into the ring. He then extended his force field over Superman again, so that the Man of Steel could breathe during the trip back to Earth. Shaking his head to ease the ringing in his ears, Superman clasped Green Lantern firmly on the shoulder. "Nice work," he said to his friend, nodding. "I was just about to say the same thing to you," Green Lantern replied. When the two heroes returned to their teammates back on Earth, they were joined by the administrator of the nuclear facility, plus a group of Russian political and military leaders.
We wish to express our deep gratitude to these heroes from the West,
the administrator announced to the crowd. I only have like one vaguely Russian accent, and I feel like I don't do it well enough for it to not be offensive. So I don't know. I don't know like how I feel about doing this voice particularly. It makes Negative Man from Doom Patrol. Oh, good point. We wouldn't want that in the DCAU. Ever heard of cosmic radiation, Maddie? E.g., the sun, stars, etc. Yeah, I mean, like, right? So there's already radiation out there. Like, it doesn't, like, make things worse. It exists, I would think. Now I need to hear Phil Lamar scream Gafoom in his GL voice. Those pretty French Russian. Yeah, I know. I cannot, like, international accents escape me.
You have now truly become the great heroes here in Russia as well.
I don't know, this seems like menacing. Oh, that's the end of the chapter. Okay, tight. So I can, let's see. We had Mars, and Earth was specifically named, so despite the fact we're always on Earth, I'm putting it in. And then pull this down. Chapter 5. There we go. Not far from the smoldering remains of the Pavlovich Nuclear Energy Facility, in an underground laboratory deep beneath the Ural Mountains, electrical power that had flowed steadily to the long-forgotten lab suddenly shut off. The underground power line led from a large vault-like chamber within the lab out through the mountain, emerging at the now... Oh, there we go. Emerging at the now destroyed nuclear facility. For over 20 years, the small branching electrical cables split off from the reactor's main power line. It supplied the nearby laboratory's cryogenic freezing chamber with the power needed to maintain 5 individuals in perfect states of hibernation. When flashed through the main power switch, cutting off electricity at the doomed nuclear facility, he had unknowingly shut down the power supply to the freezing chamber in the hidden lab. Slowly, the cryogenic chamber thawed out, its temperature rising half a degree each hour. When the temperature inside the chamber finally drifted above the freezing mark, the bodies within began to stir. One by one, the 5 figures flexed their fingers, then wrists, elbows, knees, and ankles, stretching stiff limbs as vague memories drifted to the surface of their consciousness. The thawing process ended, and the massive steel door to the chamber swung open. Although power to the chamber was off, the rest of the lab was supplied by a separate generator hidden within the lab itself. Harsh fluorescent light flooded the vault, causing those within to squint until their long dormant eyes adjusted to the brightness. A tall, barrel-chested man led the others from the chambers. His large, bulging muscles rippled along the length of his body. His red hair was close-cropped, and his copper-colored beard spread evenly across his finely chiseled face. A green uniform, vaguely military in design, with red stripes running along the sides, covered his massive frame. A bright red cape hung from his shoulders.
So,
the man spoke, his voice rough and raspy from decades of disuse.
Red Dawn has been revived!
The woman beside him spoke next. She was slender and moved with grace and quickness, despite the years of hibernation. Her flaming red hair reached down to her narrow shoulders, and her olive green costume fit tightly against her skin.
Look around, Red Fury, she said, pointing to the empty control room. You are our leader. You know that, You know that we were to be awakened by our military commanders in the event of a national emergency or a war with the West. But who has awakened us? We are alone in the laboratory. Blaze is correct, said the third member of the group, a tall, thin being, half man, half bird.
Okay. All right, these guys are getting interesting. DCAU Omni-Man, Red Fury, right? Like, apparently none of these characters like exist as DC characters. I tried looking up, because this is where I scrolled forward to earlier to get like promo stuff for the stream today, and like I looked up the characters, I looked up the team name. There is a Red Dawn that exists, but like as a Jessica Cruz thing that came later on. So this guy, they're just making up a whole team here. I'm gonna, even though they haven't said anybody is a cat, I'm gonna say the one named Blaze is Blaze the cat and Sonic is canon. I mean, one of them's half man, half bird, so why not? Birdman, like from Arlo the Alligator. What is Arlo the Alligator Boy? Am I gonna regret looking this up on stream? Arlo the Alligator Boy. Images. Okay. Which one is a Birdman? Birdman. This actually looks kind of cute. Which one's the Birdman? Is it this guy? This guy's kind of bird looking. Oh, hey, Archer. How did you get in here? It's a kid's movie. Oh, wait, I spoiled. Okay. Whoopsie. I'll just wait for like 2 or 3 weeks before ever watching it. Maybe even longer than that. And then I'll forget about this entire conversation. Archer, did you want in or out? You kind of just pushed yourself in, but now you're hanging out at the doorway trying to sniff around. I just don't want you to like scratch up the carpet. Okay, I think he's fine for now.
Blaze is correct,
Said the third member of the group, a tall, thin being, half man, half bird. Huge gray wings extended from his bony back, and a thin ridge ran along the center of his skull. His long legs and broad chest were covered in a tight black and purple uniform. I love this man already. A sharp beak protruded from his slender face, and his bird-like feet had 3 claws in the front and 1 more sticking out from his heel.
This is most odd. I had expected to find a room full of generals awaiting our revival.
A squat, powerful woman of solid muscle walked slowly up beside Red Fury. She looked like a champion weightlifter. Her uniform... Oh, let me let him out. Hey, buddy. Did you not want to be in here? Did you not want to... Here, say hello to everybody. Tell them hello. Can you wave? Okay, hello. Okay, you want back out? That's fine. That's understandable. Like, there he goes. Close that door back. Alright, where were we? She looked like a champion weightlifter. Her uniform resembled that of the group's leader, a green top trimmed in red. But, unlike Red Fury's more formal costume, her shirt dipped down around the neck, and the short sleeves revealed her muscular arms. Brown leather cuffs surrounded her wrists, matching the color of her boots, and the thick belt that wrapped around her waist. It looked like a belt that would be worn by a heavyweight boxing champion.
We are wasting time, Grey Heron, the woman said harshly to the winged member of Red Dawn. We should not be discussing generals. We should be finding out what the situation has caused our awakening. What do you say, Beacon?
I agree with you, Sanu, replied the final member of the group, a trim man in a tight-fitting yellow bodysuit. Beneath his shock of jet black hair, a yellow band with a large glittering gemstone in its center surrounded his forehead. The gem glowed with a radiant yellow aura.
Let us assess our current situation, then move into action.
I'm gonna go ahead and jot down everyone's names real quick. Red Dawn is the name of the project. Then we got Red Fury and Blaze. Red Fury, Blaze, Gray Heron was one of them. Oh, it's Gray with an A. Okay. And then Beacon and Sanu. Oh no, Heron was an E. Gray was an A. Beacon and Sanu. Is that the cat from the crying lady pointing at angry cat meme? Damn, they do kind of look alike, don't they? Lots of red in there. You know, it's the national color of Russia, obviously. Let's see. Assess the current situation, yada, yada, yada. Not waiting for a response, Beacon fired a broad yellow beam from his gemstone. The swath of shimmering light flooded the control room, activating the long silent computer system. Although this room had not lost power when the line at the reactor had been switched off, Beacon's energy beam jump-started the dormant equipment that now sprung to life as if it had been used mere hours rather than decades ago. Red Fury sat at the control panel of the lab's main computer and activated its communication system. "I will contact Soviet High Command," he announced. "Surely they will be able to fill us in on our current situation." Red Dawn's leader sent out a signal using the secret frequency established for the Soviet High Command, the Soviet Union's top military body. After a few seconds, only hiss and static returned through the small speaker of the control panel. "Nothing!" Red Fury exclaimed. "Apparently the frequency is no longer in use," Beacon concluded. "Why don't we investigate the situation firsthand?" Blaze suggested, anxious to be outside and moving quickly. Speed was at the core of her nature, and standing around, not to mention spending several decades in hibernation, always got her antsy. "Let's go see what world we have awakened to." I'm not keeping any of these voices consistent at all. At all. Red Fury nodded in agreement, then led the others from the lab. Okay, and that is a page break, so I definitely need to add in, we just got mention of Soviet High Command. It's stated multiple times that the Project Red Dawn team was on ice for decades, most explicitly over 20 years. There we go. Communism is real. Once again, very true. Let's see. How many more pages do we got left? Oh, this is kind of a long chapter. Okay. Okay, it's a long chapter. Hell yeah. The chilly night air felt refreshing as it rushed past Blaze's face. Look, all I'm saying is, I said this was Blaze the Cat from Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, and Blaze really do like to be running here, so, you know, it's obviously Blaze the Cat. The chilly night air felt refreshing as it rushed past Blaze's face. After many years of breathing recycled artificially refrigerated air, the natural breezes smelled sweet, like a gentle waft of fine perfume. As she raced through the misty darkness, Blaze realized just how long it had been since she'd actually run. For the first time since reawakening, she felt truly alive, like someone starved for oxygen finally taking a deep breath. The countryside all around her melted into a blur, a blue blur maybe even, as she picked up speed. This was what she was meant to do, what she was created for. Running, fast, endless running. The thrill of motion coursed through her veins. Red Dawn's predicament forgotten for the moment. In the sky above, Blaze, her teammates flew throughout the night, matching her pace when they could. Every so often, she would put on a burst of speed out of sheer excitement and lose the others. Then she would adjust her velocity and her teammates would catch up. Red Fury soared, his arms extended before him, his dark red cape rippling as he moved. Sanu, the other member of Red Dawn, incapable of flight, held on to him tightly, her thick muscular arms wrapped around his chest. Grey Heron gracefully flapped his huge wings, flying above the others. Riding wind currents, he seemed to relish the freedom of flight, appearing completely at home in the sky. Beacon brought up the rear. A shimmering yellow aura extended from the gem on his forehead, surrounding his body. Its energy propelled him forward. In a short while, as Red Dawn neared the remains of the Pavlovich nuclear energy facility, Blaze let out a gasp, slowing to a stop as her teammates landed beside her. The fastest member of the group surveyed the damage at the now deserted site. Smoke and steam still poured steadily from the base upon which the mighty nuclear reactor had stood. The crumbled ruins of buildings lay strewn everywhere. The devastation was almost incomprehensible. I want to try to do a Sonic with a Russian accent for Blaze, but I don't know that I can figure that out. Christopher Manhamma, I'm here. Someone just had to get an iced coffee. Ooh, iced coffee sounds so good right now. I haven't had coffee yet today. I woke up feeling kind of dehydrated, and so I've just been chugging seltzers ever since. Quick, how many milks and sugars? I assume that question is for Christopher and not for me. But I do just be putting almond milk and no sugar. Gotta go fast, yeah. Hold on. Let's see. Let's try to workshop this voice. It appears as if this power plant has been attacked. And then we got a. It appears as if this power plant has been attacked. No, that sounds kind of like a Brooklyn mobster more than a Russian Sonic. Oh, I don't know. Yo, Superman and Green Lantern did a kiss. That's true. That's canon. I don't know that I can hit the Russian Sonic the Hedgehog voice that I want. It appears as if this power plant has been attacked. It's. I don't know if there's probably a couple of y'all in here who watch Thought Slime, which means that there's a possibility that one of you watch his other channel, Scaredy Cats, where he talks about horror, and he's got a character named Bobby Duke, that is his pretend manager of the channel. That kind of is what this attempt of Russian Sonic is sounding like, and I'm not doing too well with it. Sounds like a bad Rupert Thorne. Oh no, Rupert Thorne doesn't have that grit to his voice. It's more of like a guttural kind of thing going on with him. Show comment. The entire Justice League is one big polyamory, except the Flash. He's too horny, so he got left out. I would not doubt it a bit. Fuck it. I'll just go with my Bobby Duke voice. It appears as if the power plant has been attacked, Blaze surmised. Perhaps that is why we have awakened, suggested Sanu, as she sifted through still smoldering rubble. We must continue our exploration, ordered Red Fury. In Moscow, Mother Russia's greatest city. With the other members of Red Dawn once again in the sky above her, Blaze tore through towns and open wilderness until the skyline of Moscow grew steadily, larger in her view. Wishing to remain unseen in the bustling city, with her teammates flying high above, Blaze kept her speed up as she raced from street to street, stunned by what she saw. What has happened here? She thought. I forgot that Blaze was a lady, but that's okay. Sounds like one of the mob bosses from BTAS. Yeah, it does have that kind of vibe. Your Russian Sonic voice sounds like CDI Mario. Oh no, it's true. Superman person told me there's only one clear voice option. Big the cat. Oh, Froggy, what has happened here? She thought, certain that the others were equally disturbed by the shocking changes to the great Russian city. Moving too swiftly to be seen, Blaze entered an American-style fast food restaurant. As she zoomed around the dining area, Blaze watched in horror as Russian teenagers... Oh shit, I just heard a good job, Robin yelled in my ears. Oh, we got a subscriber, Esteban Martia. I don't know if you're in the chat. If you are, hey, welcome. If you're not in the chat and we're just subscribing to the YouTube channel, then I'm wasting my time. But you know, Yogi Bear, Blaze the see, that's why we were doing the Sonic thing, cause Blaze, but she's Russian here, so I was trying to do like a Russian Sonic voice, and she's a speedster. Wait, are you telling me my Big the Cat sounds like Yogi Bear? I can't do anything right. Blaze watched in horror as Russian teenagers wolfed down greasy burgers, giant orders of fries, and big buckets of fried chicken. What kind of restaurant are they at where they can get burgers and not just chicken nuggets, not like a chicken sandwich, but a bucket of fried chicken? They're at the combination KFC Burger King. Big the buckets. Remaining unseen, Blaze overheard several conversations. Did you double size those fries, dude? One pimply-faced teenage girl asked the boy who had just joined her at the table, carrying a tray packed with food. Well, duh, the boy replied. I got what you wanted. 2 mega burgers with extra cheese, a double-size order of mega fries, and 2 mega shakes. Awesome, the girl cried, taking a huge bite from her burger, ketchup dripping down her chin. American fast food? Hold on. American fast food? In Moscow? Blaze wondered as she sped out of the restaurant. How can this be? Then she dashed off to continue exploring the city. I think the Big the Cat voice works better. We got mention of Moscow. Sounds like Jollibee. What is... Is Jollibee a... This is not a thing I've ever been to. A Filipino multinational chain of fast food restaurants owned by Jollibee Food Corporations. As of April 2018, JFC had a total of about 1,200 outlets worldwide. Huh. I've never been to this place, but I do think now that like I've typed it in, they definitely had like a yep. Maybe it was Jollibee. Maybe this was part of a oh, I wasn't trying to go to Facebook, but that's okay. Maybe this was part of a fast food promotion. All they need is spaghetti. Moscow, the bison. True. Look at the menu, please. The Jollibee menu? Oh god. Is it that nuts? Archer, you can't come back. You can't just keep going in and out. I gotta have the door closed. Oh my god. I don't think I need to look at the menu. This is too much and I hate. Oh my god, you can get country fried steak? But you gotta make up your mind. Yeah. This looks like the kind of place that like I would have fucking loved before becoming vegetarian. Like this just looks like too much. It's just a fucking excess of just... Buddy, you can't just walk back to the door as soon as I close it. Make up your mind. Yeah, come over here. There we go. I'll pet you a little bit. They got crispy chicken. They just got buckets and buckets of chicken and spaghetti. This is nuts. This is nuts. Like, the McDonald's fucking menu is too much. Like, just from the standpoint of, like, having worked there. So, like, seeing this Jollibee thing, no thank you. No. I probably will never eat there. I don't want it. It's too much. In an alley, not far from Blaze, Red Fury landed, placing Sanu down beside him. We must split up to cover more ground, Red Fury announced. Find what you can, but remain unseen. We'll meet in 1 hour at the rendezvous point just outside the city. Sanu nodded. They then moved stealthily away.
Red Fury hugged the shadows, flying quickly and quietly above the streets. His rage grew as he passed one upscale store after another. Each display window screamed out at him in strange, disturbing words. Yo, hold on! Oh my god! We're gonna... They're mad that capitalism! They're mad that capitalism! We are getting the political undertones! What is up? How are you all doing it? Hey there, Shawrick Cells. How's it going? Oh, what was that sound? That was just a paching. Oh, Victinin8989 has followed over on Twitch. Well, thank you. Red Fury Knuckles. Ooh, I don't know that I have a smooth enough Knuckles voice. Working on a Justice League story with a Batwoman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner, Wally West, Flash, Tempest, and Miss Martian. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Capitalism real, that's true. Their rage is valid, that is also true. The worst shit I've ever seen. Each display window screamed out at him in strange, disturbing words. Big stereo sale, 40% off! We've got the shoes that keep you on the move! If you're not wearing our pants, you might as well not be wearing any pants at all! A crowd of young people moved swiftly down the street toward Red Fury. I'm kind of excited to see what the political, focus is here, right? Because, they've got their anger at capitalism and shit that's, very apparent right here, right now. But this being a book written by Michael Teitelbaum, who gave us Shelby the Smooth Collie all the way back in Justice League: A Golden Opportunity, I don't see that it's I don't see it potentially being explored in any kind of meaningful way, and I very much feel like the setup here is just going to be okay boomer kind of situation, rather than talking about the commodification of goods or anything along those lines. So this is the Red Sun universe. No, it's DCAU. Something about those advertisements scream Sonic energy. It's the one about the shoes, but you know what? Actually, all of them. No one in Sonic wears pants. What's Project Red Dawn? So back in 1979, apparently, Russia created a couple super soldiers. One of them is apparently part bird, and they were put on ice. And now, over 20 years later, the Justice League's got to deal with them. Shit, I need to take off my pants. I'm not wearing their pants. I might as well not be wearing any at all. That's very true. Imagine being a Russian superhero from at most the 1950s and 60s and being flung into a late-stage capitalism world. That's so fucked, right? There's definitely, there's interesting shit that can be explored here, and I don't think it's gonna happen properly. A crowd of young people moved swiftly down the street toward Red Fury, carrying shopping bags filled with recent purchases, laughing and joking. In a moment, they would spot him, and he was in no mood to explain his presence, much less his costume. The leader of Red Dawn ducked into the nearest doorway and found himself inside the Cafe Americana, a 3-story restaurant packed with diners. Red Fury leapt straight up, flying close to the wall, speeding to the restaurant's highest level, which appeared to be deserted. Hold on. So he's inside and just flying up inside. Is he just smashing through fucking ceilings and floors? Americana, dude's gonna lose it. Peering down at the loud, frantic scene below, Red Fury used his enhanced hearing ability to listen in on conversations among the patrons. "I'd like the New York salad with extra dressing, please," one man said as his waiter jotted down the order. "I'll take the California Club sandwich, please," a woman ordered. "I want the Washington potato puffs," a young girl screamed. "Politely, Jennifer," her mother chided. Now, tell the man what you want, but remember to say please. As Red Fury took in the various conversations, a voice from behind startled him. Hey man, what are you dressed up for? Asked a teenager as he stepped from the men's room, giggling at Red Fury's Halloween costume and cape. What are you celebrating? Halloween? Red Fury vanished in a streaking blur, flying from restaurant, his mind reeling. Damn. Can't believe he's such a fucking boomer. Okay, we got Cafe Americana. They mentioned California, New York, and Washington. We got a mention of a character named Jennifer, and Jennifer's mom can be identified as such. And was that all the things? I think so. Oh, Kid asks if he's celebrating Halloween. Kid asks if Red Fury is celebrating Halloween. My one pet peeve with the DCAU is that we never... Oh, was that another subscriber? Well, hell yeah. FF500, if you're in the stream, hey, thanks for subbing to the YouTube channel. Excuse me. My one pet peeve with the DCAU is that we never got to see Sinestro be an actual threat, as he was still a mustache twirler. Don't know why I thought of that. What are you talking about? In Static Shock, he stole microchips. I'm being facetious, of course. Like Mad Stan said, you're all infected. There's only one solution. Blow it up. Blow it all up. State food, liberty, slaw moments. Do you think Bruce Wayne could be a socialist, or is he probably capitalist since he's CEO of Wayne Enterprises? Oh, he's totally a capitalist. He's a fucking billionaire. He's a capitalist for sure, but he feels bad about it. I think he doesn't feel bad about it in the way Green Arrow feels bad about it, though. You know. Jesus, there's still so much of this chapter left. Fuck it, let's go. Gray Heron folded his wings and gently landed on the roof of a large clothing store. As he had approached the store, he had noticed a sign in the front window that read, "Special today, relaxed fit jeans," and he was baffled as to its possible meaning. Leaning over the roof's edge, he peered down at the customers passing in and out of the front door, their conversations drifting up to his high perch. They were all out of the extra large jeans, a thin teenage boy complained. I hope the extra large ones I got don't look stupid on me. What the... A thin teenage boy complained about the lack of extra large jeans and that he bought extra large jeans instead of the extra... What is going on here? I came so late. Did I miss anything? Also, I'm still very new to these streams. Yesterday was a drawing stream, but what is this one? We're reading Justice League Red Justice. It was a tie-in book to the Justice League animated series. The story itself was written by people who worked on the show, but then it was farmed out to somebody else to write the script for. So it's kind of sort of like a lost episode, but not necessarily of the same quality, I would say. The plot so far is basically that these Russian superheroes, I guess, super soldiers, something along those lines, under the codename Project Red Dawn, were frozen back in 1979. Justice League just came to fix some stuff in Russia, and as a result of their actions, these people have been awoken from their cryogenic frozen state and are realizing capitalism has taken over America, and they don't seem to be very happy about it. That's pretty caught up, I would say. Bruce Wayne should be played by Alec Baldwin in any live-action Batman spoof.
Let's see. Who's storming from the coffee bar? Storming from the coffee bar. Did I miss something? Oh. Oh, hold on. I skipped a whole page. Didn't I? I skipped a whole page. My bad. This is a reading stream. We're witnessing the hell that is Yes. So Bruce Wayne is probably socially democratic. Maybe. This guy loves his baggy ass pants. Okay, where were we? Sanu marched down a busy street, trying her best to remain unseen, but failing miserably. She did not have Blaze's speed or Red Fury's flying ability, and so as she moved along the sidewalk, passerby stared for a moment, then chalked up her appearance to that of a weightlifter or a circus performer. On a crowded corner, Sanu stepped into a coffee bar. Groups of young people sipped hot beverages of all varieties, chatting or working at notebook computers. "Have you tried the triple chocolate latte with a shot of espresso?" one young woman asked her friend. "It's like heavenly." A long line of people extended from the service window. "I'll have a half-calf, half-decaf, vanilla, mocha, hazelnut frappe with a scoop of cappuccino ice cream, please," a young man ordered. "2 iced chai lattes and a fat-free oat bran muffin," another man requested of the uniform-clad server at the window. It was all Sanu could do to restrain herself from tearing the place apart. "Capitalism! Run rampant!" she thought as she stormed from the coffee bar back out onto the street. There we go. There we go. I'm glad that you caught that, Amy, because we needed that line specifically. Maddie OMFG. Wait, what did I do? What did I do? Okay, and then we were back to the thing with the extra large jeans. I hope these extra large ones I got don't look stupid on me. "I already have that fleece pullover in red, black, and green," a teenage girl explained to her friend, "but I just had to have it in beige." "Out of control consumerism," Grey Heron thought. "How did this happen here?" Stretching his wings to their full impressive span, he lifted himself back into the sky. Hold on. I need these. I need it all. Capitalism ran rampant. File, save as. Capitalism. And then, where's the consumerism? Consumerism. I'll save them for now because I'm sure there's going to be more to put to the Twitter. Oh yeah, my bad on skipping the page. But now we know about the beige. What teen wants khaki pants? Beacon landed across the street from a giant appliance store. Staring at the window filled with television sets, he was stunned and confused by the images flashing on the screens. One set showed a group of young men and women in their 20s gathered in a large apartment. Some appeared to be arguing, others laughing, still others kissing. As the show ended, everyone in the apartment joined in a huge group hug. They're watching Friends! Another TV showed a courtroom with a lawyer making an impassioned plea to a jury. What looked like a group of castaways made their way around a tropical island on another screen. Some arguing, others whispering conspiratorially. Are they watching not Lost, Survivor? That's the one. The last screen showed a woman in a tall chair with bright spotlights sweeping and flashing all around her, and a man in a suit apparently asking questions. Each time she gave a correct answer, the crowd watching her applauded, and she sighed with relief. Shaking his head, Beacon surrounded himself with his power beam and took once again to the air. Who's probably the most socialist but not communist DC character? Like Green Arrow, probably. Gilligan's Island. Yeah, that could have been Gilligan's Island as well. Though I feel like just for the time period, Survivor probably makes sense. If this were in the Invincible or the Boys universe, they would have probably would all tear through the buildings and kill the people and then scream, "We shall purge capitalism from the world." I haven't watched enough Invincible to be on level with that assessment yet. I've only watched the first 3 episodes, but from what I hear about the boys, that kind of makes sense. By the time the others all joined Blaze on the outskirts of the city, she had formed a few conclusions of her own. As Red Dawn finished gathering, the green-clad speedster spoke first. "American food, American clothes, American everything," she began. "It's difficult to know what country we are in. American television shows on every set I saw," Beacon reported. "A store devoted to selling nothing but coffee," Sanu said, spitting out the words with contempt. "Capitalism run wild in Moscow?" Grey Heron asked the question on everyone's mind. "How could this have happened?" Red Fury sighed. "It is simple," he said firmly. "They attacked our power plant, and they have taken over our greatest city. Obviously, while we were in hibernation, the United States invaded Russia, and because for some reason we were not awakened, the United States won." Oh my god. Oh my god. This is gonna be bad, isn't it? This is... I would like to point out that the Green Guardsman, I believe, is a pun on the fact that Alan Scott was a railroad engineer. I could see that, yeah. Oi. Red Dawn sped back to their lab to see if they could gather more details on the apparent American takeover of Russia. Red Fury sat before the lab's main computer, searching until he found the correct frequency for a functioning Russian intelligence system. Tied into an orbiting satellite, the system beamed television images and newspaper archives to the computer's large monitors. The others gathered behind him, looking over his broad shoulders. "It appears that we have awakened early in the 21st century," Red Fury reported. Then the 5 members of Red Dawn watched in stunned amazement as they reviewed the astonishing events over the past 20-plus years. Through television news reports and newspaper articles, they learned of the end of the Cold War, the Soviet Union's tense competition with the United States and the other Western world powers had been the dominant factor in both nations at the time of Red Dawn's creation. They had been trained to distrust the West. In fact, it was their entire reason for being. Images of the Berlin Wall coming down stunned the group. It had been one of the most visible symbols of the East-West divide. Learning of the breakup of the Soviet Union into individual countries shocked them as well. Finally, stories of the growth of capitalism and the end of the communist system in Russia were almost more than they could handle. "According to all this, there was no war," Red Fury said as the images of a changed world continued flashing before him. "The Americans are obviously controlling the media!" Oi! I'm just grabbing as many screen caps as I can, cause this is some beautiful shit. I think that's enough screen caps for a full post. This is why you wake up your super soldiers before your government crumbles. Well, to be fair, the guy who put them on ice died. Like, pretty fucking quickly, so I don't think anybody really knew. He had killed the government official that he had told about the program, and then died, like, shortly after. Friendship with Justice League over. Project Red Dawn equals new favorite DCAU super team. There we go. Where are you on the economic spectrum? Batman, Superman, and Green Arrow. I am the spectrum. It's probably going to be some anti-Russia propaganda, I think. It's very likely. Let's see. Okay, so really quick, we got a lot of history dropped there. I guess I'll put it in pop culture. Cold War happened. The fall of the Berlin Wall. The dissolvement. Is that the right word? Dissolvement of the Soviet Union? I guess Soviet Union dissolves. There we go. And then Project Red Dawn was created in response to Cold War. Right? They specifically said that. Let's see. World powers have been dominant factor in both nations at the time of Red Dawn's creation. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that is correct. Capitalism plus history books equals the Americans invaded Russia and took over the media. The Americans are obviously controlling the media, said Blaze, as we did for so many years. They want the world to believe that this change was agreed to by both countries and that we are all friends now. Blaze's quick and agile mind leapt to the only possible conclusion based on her horrifying visit to Moscow. Yeah. So it's definitely going to be a lot of anti-Russian propaganda, right? They just very much made they just made one of the people mad about this, like, admit we were controlling the media. You know. So it doesn't seem like there's going to be a lot of tact. Then their victory is complete, Sanu added, rage coloring her voice. Red Fury, I think we should learn what we can of General Kolnikov and Dr. Pushkin, Blaze suggested. Our answers may be found with them. Red Fury agreed, unable, along with the rest of Red Dawn, to find a way to reconcile these great changes, searching for information now about the two men responsible for Project Red Dawn. Red Fury discovered several astounding newspaper reports. Here, he said, pointing to an article on the screen. According to this, Dr. Pushkin was killed in a car accident not long after we were placed in the cryogenic chamber. And what of the generals? Sanu asked. An exhaustive search turned up no indication of General Kolnikov's whereabouts. Red Fury found a few small references to the general in articles, all dating from the mid to late 1970s, but after that, nothing, as if he had vanished from the face of the earth. Blaze shook her head impatiently. So we still don't know why we were not awakened during the war, or how and why we were taken out of hibernation now, she said, frustrated by their limited success in finding answers. Clearly, General Kolnikov and Dr. Pushkin had nothing to do with it. It's very strange that, like, if they were created for the sake of the Cold War, like, why were they put on ice? Like, I understand that they had to be put on ice to be brought to, like, the fucking present day of the story, but, like, just from a logistical standpoint, it seems like, I don't know, you probably wouldn't be expecting Cold War to go too long, and if you were expecting it to be a problem that needed these heroes to, you know, come in and defend you, you might want to have them awake, right? Like, what, you just gonna freeze them for 5 years and be like, all right, here, it's time? Like, it just, I don't know, it doesn't make too much sense. Russians never wore pants before the Americans came along. I can't believe they would do such a thing. That was our idea. Oh no, straw man moment. Captain America Bizarro Edition, true. Because the war was cold, Maddie. God damn it. What about this makes you think any of it was logical? I just want it to be. I didn't say that it was. I just want it to be. Is that another subscriber? Another follower? Christopher Lopez Jolly has subscribed. Hey, if you're in the chat, welcome. If not, whatever. Let's see. Where were we? So we still don't know. Clearly, General Kolnikov and Dr. Pushkin had nothing to do with it. Wait! Sanu exclaimed suddenly. Look! Pointing at the monitor, she and others intently watched a report of the recent accident at the Pavlovich Nuclear Energy Facility. Images of the 5 heroes of the Justice League in action filled the screen. Hawkgirl streaking through the air, smashing concrete chunks with her mace. Wonder Woman using her golden lasso to help secure the crumbling reactor. Green Lantern using the energy from his power ring, first as a narrow cutting beam, then as a broad shield. Superman tearing the reactor from its base and flying off into space with it. And the Flash racing at top speed, hustling people to safety, then turning off the power. Perhaps the loss of power there has some effect on the cryogenic chamber, Beacon suggested as the scenes of the Justice League's rescue efforts continued. Red Dawn sat silently for a few more seconds, transfixed by the stunning display unfolding on the monitor. We were right, Red Fury shouted. Americans operating in Russia! They must have made their attack look like an accident so that they could come to the rescue. Why is that all one word? Oh my god. Oi. Hawkgirl was streaking? Damn, sad I missed that. Oh, how scandalous. Hawkgirl and Frank the Tank would get along. I don't know who Frank the Tank is. Yes, Blaze said, still staring at the screen. And it appears that they have banded together into this Justice League, as they call it. The news report wrapped up with an image of the administrator of the nuclear facility standing beside a group of Russian political and military leaders. We wish to express our deep gratitude to these heroes from the West, said the administrator. You have now truly become great heroes here in Russia as well. Red Fury seethed. Standing suddenly, his chair flying into the wall behind him, he drew back his massive fist and punched a hole through the monitor. Glass fragments sprayed around the control room, and sparks and smoke drifted up from the shattered screen. Pieces of the damaged system dangled uselessly from the control panels. Heroes of Russia! He bellowed, pacing from one end of the control room to the other. Bah! We were to be the heroes of Russia, and now we must destroy the Justice League and take back our rightful roles! Red Fury stared at the smashed monitor before him. Beacon! He shouted. Can you fix this? I could take another monitor and run it into the system. Beacon, the most technically skilled of the group, explained. Within a few minutes, the new monitor was up and running. Beacon sat at the control panel as Red Fury continued to pace. I just love it that they're making these guys reactionaries. Just a good look. Maybe the real Justice League were the comrades we made along the way. True. It's a reference to the movie Old School. Okay, it's been forever since I've watched that. I saw it as a youngin', but it's been years and years. Wonder Woman saved a little blonde girl named Cassie. Was she supposed to be Cassie Sandsmark? Wonder Girl. I don't know that there's confirmation of that either way. Hold on. Where the fuck did they get chairs? I mean, they're inside of a facility. I assume there's chairs there somewhere. Barbara Hershey as Poison Ivy in an early 90s Suicide Squad film. Okay. Fury, you didn't do shit. You just went to bed for, what, 20 years? True. You know, it would have been cool if Jay Garrick, Flash, Alan Scott, Green Lantern, and some other Golden Age heroes were the rivals of Project Red Dawn. Yeah. That could have been interesting. Let's see. Let's see. Access historical records of the United States, Red Fury ordered, specifically information about famous sites and monuments. I'm afraid you destroyed more than just the monitor, Beacon informed Red Fury.
It appears that some of the system's memory was also damaged. Some files appear to be irretrievable. I'll do my best, though. Hours later, Beacon finally managed to find what Red Fury was searching for. One by one, photos of the United States scrolled along the monitor. Pausing at one particular photograph, Red Fury smiled for the first time since his revival from hibernation. "That's it!" he cried, calling the others to his side, then pointing at the monitor. "This is where we will confront the mighty heroes of the West. It will be a fitting locale for their defeat." And I believe that's the end of the chapter. But I want to know what this locale is. I gotta know. It's exactly what I thought it would be. It's Mount fucking Rushmore. The Russian communist reactionaries wake up 20 years later in a late-stage capitalist fucking hell world and decide that they need to fight the Justice League on stolen, desecrated native land. Oh my god, there's gonna be a lot to untangle with this book, isn't there? Oh my god. Well, it's 1:30, and I have college stuff that I gotta take care of. So I'm definitely gonna do that instead of reading this next chapter. But those of you who are here right now, obviously you gotta tune in next week for this nonsense. It looks like it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be silly to read through. It'll be a fun time. But really quick, I'm a read through the rest of y'all's chat logs and shit, and then I'll call it to a close for the day. Let's see. Leah Thompson also would have been great as Ivy back in the day. You know, these names aren't ringing a bell for me off the top of my head, and I'm not gonna Google them right now because the last time someone tried to get me to Google women's names, it ended up being porn. So, you know, not to say that that's what you're doing, but I gotta steer on the safe side. Originally, the JSA were going to be in Justice League before they went with the Justice Guild. If I remember correctly, that's only half true. I know that like some people tried to say that that like there was animation of it, and I know that part at the very least is not true. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, here it is. I think this is it. Let me pull that back over here. We went back and forth on names for our pseudo JSA, Justice Battalion, Justice Squadron, etc. before settling on Justice Guild as sounding closest to the original while making it different enough to keep the folks at DC Comics happy. It did give us a few hairy moments as all this stuff was happening at literally the 11th hour. We were actually on the phone with the legal department awaiting clearances on our new Justice Guild of America characters' names at the voice recording session. We started recording not knowing what some of the characters' names were going to be. It's funny how things work out. At first, we were still kind of disappointed that we couldn't use the real JSA, but we've come to realize that the story actually works better this way. The Green Lantern, Flash, and Black Canary doppelgangers are fairly close to the originals, but the Wildcat clone is almost a Batman-Wildcat hybrid, and the Atom character has quite a bit of classic Superman in him as well. So in effect, we're not just spoofing / paying homage to the JSA, but also the Fox-era Silver Age JLA too. Sweet. So I know there's been a bit of grumbling about DC Comics not letting us do the JSA, but you won't hear any complaints complaints from us. The folks at DC have been an absolute joy to work with. They've given us an enormous amount of leeway while letting us play with their toys, stepping in only when it looks like we're gonna break them. So it was, I don't think it was ever scripted to be JSA. But yeah, so they were originally wanting to use the JSA. It didn't get to animation that way. So like that's the part of it that's the false part. There was like a fan edit of a trailer that showed the JSA or something, and it was like thought to be real for a while, but it was not real. Let's see. An from Wowie, true. Look at this photograph, also true. Let's see. Are you sure this book isn't Project Red Sun? I think so. America, true. This is such a fucked premise. It is. I'm assuming the was about the Mount Rushmore part. The entire story was because communist reactionaries woke up from their nap time and developed a bunch of conspiracy theories. All canon, right? I haven't seen anything to knock this out of canon yet, other than you know, the inclusion of, what was her name? Linda Park? Was that her name? Yeah, Linda Park, who later shows up in JLU, and her and Flash don't know each other. But like, I think we've rationalized that can work, so who knows. This is some weird stuff, my friends. That is true. Were the Justice Lords originally going to be the crime syndicate before Justice Lords became the idea? I don't believe that there's anything to indicate that. I've never seen it if there is. Look at all those JSA names that don't have any words beginning with O in it. I see what you're doing there, Amy. I appreciate that. But yeah, with that said, I need to go take care of some stuff, some things. So I'm gonna go do that. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. I'll be back Saturday night, I think. I gotta figure out what we're doing for Timeline Stream. I think we might just hop into like the Hush Beyond comics or something like that. And then on Sunday, our second part of our interview with Rich Fogel will be up. So be on the lookout for that. And I will see y'all later. Take it easy. Bye.